What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I realized from my previous video I didn't go too into depth into the training plan that I'm doing. So the point of this video is to revisit the previous video and then go a little more into depth. Tristan Take Video, a YouTube channel I found in the last couple of weeks, sits down with John Goodman or whatever that guy's name is, John Wakefield, super elite guy, training guy, something like that. He creates this 4-week training plan and they put it all together. And at the time I found it, it came with a free download, like Google Drive, everything. And then I took the time and put each individual workout into Zwift. However, I go back now and it's actually paid for. So I'm not gonna, don't ask me to send it to you. I'm not going to. There's a paywall. Pay it, support them. Second thing, since I have been looking diligently at that 28-day plan and following his YouTube channel, he has released a part 2, like a second set of 28-day, even more intense training plan. I will say the one that I'm working on now is very much a rather basic, it's more like a back to fitness type training plan. Super awesome nonetheless. So let me break down training plan number 1. Day 1 just starts out with a 3 by 15 second activation sprints. Pretty chill. Again, mainly zone 2 work. Pretty nice. Day 2, 6 by 4 low cadence. Something I've never done before. So I did those. I thought it was pretty good. And then I revisit this stuff daily. I look at this stuff 3 times a day probably because I'm a nerd like that. And then I realized, mine did not feel like an 8 out of 10 RPE, rate of perceived exertion. It seemed pretty easy, which then got me thinking, you know what? I did take a FTP test. A little while ago, which then got me thinking, you know what? I did watch this guy's video and he had his own FTP test that he kind of preferred to then, 20-minute test, an hour test, or even the ramp test. It was actually, I'll put on the screen now, 2 all-out 5-minute sessions, and then you take the average of the 2, multiply it by 0.75. I thought, okay, let me do this. So I did it, and then I actually learned that on Zwift, if you do the free ride, I didn't want to set it to something because you can pretty easily do that on erg mode. So I did the free ride, and I thought I did pretty good on the first interval, but then I got the gradient kind of wrong. I tried to time it. I was playing around a little too much, and it kind of messed it up, and I think it skewed my results. And I got an FTP of like 220 something. I thought that was pretty low, generally speaking. I was kind of thrown off by that, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to do his version of the FTP test. I'm going to do his 28-day workout plan, keep it consistent. 2 days in, and I was like, that was a very easy workout if it was supposed to be an 8 out of 10 for those intervals. And then the recovery day came around. I was, you know what? Let me do a different test. So I actually did the Zwift, the grade route straight up that hill. That sucked because I have not done such a high intensity for such a high duration in quite some time. So I blew my brains out on that, pooped out like 3 times for 8 watts more. So yes, my FTP did increase by like 8 watts or whatever. So whatever. I don't know. I was kind of thrown off. I wanted it to be more like 28 watts. So kind of threw things off a little bit. Day 5 was 2 by 20 minute metabolic stuff. Really enjoyed that. Day 6 was 3.5 hours of endurance. I find it difficult to find the time for a 3+ hour ride. I settled for 2. The question I do have with this program, and as far as YouTube goes, what's so easy about a Zwifting YouTube account is you fire up a race, you record it, you slap it on the internet, you tell people to like and subscribe. I don't know how that's going to work out, when that's going to work out, if I'm going to wait just, a month from now. I don't know how my body's going to do at intensity at 6:15 in the morning. That's my main concern. Especially as I'm trying to figure out fueling still. If I'm just doing zone 2, I mean, no big deal. You can do that fasted for 90 minutes and I'll be pretty hungry by the end of it. I'm still trying to work out those kind of kinks, and I'm doing a lot of zone 2 kind of stuff. But in the coming days and weeks, we're going to be doing some longer, more sustained efforts, and then it's going to start adding some intensity. And I'm not getting up a full hour earlier to eat something. So kind of got to figure that out. But I am really enjoying week 1, really enjoying week 2 as well. So yeah, if you want to do this, by all means, I'll put a link in the description. You go to his stuff and you can buy it. Support Tristan and John and the great work they're doing. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click that like button. Drop me a word of encouragement down below. I'm going to be trying to get the kid on board with helping me with, like, want to make a YouTube video? She jumps on it. She always starts things with great enthusiasm. She's not in the room anymore. I'm talking to myself here. So anyways, working my way back up. I'm climbing a mountain of trash, trying to get to the top yet again. So story of my life. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.